we understand that you are a former postgraduate student of Egerton University, Department of Geography, isn't it? And at one point you received a scholarship to study and carry out research in Norway, and you are a former postgraduate student leader, isn't it? So we just want to know more about you and your academic journey at Egerton University, and maybe your experience in Norway. So maybe you just start by briefly introducing yourself and just something little about yourself as Brenda.
Okay, thank you for having me here. I'm Mengich, Brenda. Those are my full names. I was born on 22nd February 1998 in a location called Kaptama, then Mount Elgon district, but now it's in Bungoma County. I come from Trans-Nzoia County, and we are 6 siblings, and I'm the third, but the firstborn lady. So I can say that in our family, my parents have really embraced our education. And in my pre-primary school, I was in Jack and Jill, that is in Kitale. I went to Mount Elgon Academy, still in Kitale. I went to join Dalu Academy, and then now my KCP, I did it in Kapsokonya School called the Cheptikit Academy, where I scored 356 out of the possible 500. And there I managed to join a school in Vihiga County, which is called Moi Girls Bokoli, and from there I got a B plus, and now I managed to come to Egerton. So you can see that I really try to be giving 100%, because you find that if your parents are giving you 100%, you as a child, you also have to give 100%. And actually, where I come from is my source of motivation.
Okay.
Like, it's about education.
Okay. So how did you join Egerton University for your undergraduate? Okay, what motivated you to choose the course that you came to undertake at Egerton University?
Yeah, so I can say still I take it back to my parents. Like, they were a bit enlightened and educated. So to them, they were like, back then, after the best universities in Kenya, best public universities. So
Sure.
that is how they ranked it. And I ended up now in my fourth choice, which was
Okay.
now Egerton. And I did education, combination, geography, Kiswahili, like, because both of them I scored an A minor in them. So it was like, that is it. So you just find it's purely parents, nothing to do with me.
Okay. Now at Egerton University, when you are undertaking your undergraduate program, what was your academic and maybe your social experience at Egerton University?
So I think I'm one person, I always embrace like where I am at the moment. So you find that at that time I was a student, undergraduate. So I
Yes.
can say purely I was an academic bookworm, like it was books and books. And to those who are my friends, just a few, I had just a
Sure.
few circle of friends.
Okay.
So you find, and given that at least I was performing, so I was also a class rep at
Okay.
that time.
So
My
you never
combination.
took part in maybe this is extracurricular activities like sports, drama. So you are purely in books, eh?
Sure.
So that was your experience as an undergraduate student. And you are saying you are a class rep, eh? So after finishing your undergraduate, what happened? The program, what happened?
So I can say immediately after my undergraduate, because I graduated on 17th of December, that was in 2021.
Okay.
So you find that there was that period between December 2021 and August 2022.
Yes.
So you find, to me, I think that was now when the world was now revealing itself to me. You see, I thought that given that I have performed, I'm going to secure a job automatically.
So you trained as a teacher basically,
I'm a teacher.
a geography Swahili teacher. So after finishing after graduating, you could not secure employment immediately.
I can say now it was a mystery to me. I thought because I have the papers, automatically I'll get. And you find that those whom you are in the class who didn't perform, even some who had not graduated,
Yeah.
they already have jobs. So to me, I felt like a failure. And so being a failure, there is no peace in it. So
That's what you felt, but that's not the reality, isn't it?
yeah, now unfortunately, it is our expectations that they put us down, that they disappoint us. So I was disappointed by my expectation.
Okay, but that's normal. So after that, you decided to undertake your postgraduate education.
Exactly, because I found like it was like to me the door of teaching has closed. So I
Okay.
now moving forward was the only option, masters.
So what motivated you to apply for a master's in geography?
I can say that was purely merit based because when comparing Kiswahili and geography, you find that geography was pure A and B's. But
Okay.
now, unfortunately, as much as Swahili was also A and B's, there are a few C's. So I had to go for the best geography.
Okay. So you enrolled for a master's. What's the full name of your master's, the master's degree that
Oh,
you
yeah.
undertook?
So my program back then I registered September 2022 was Master of Arts in Geography.
Which faculty?
That was now in the faculty. I now moved away from the Faculty of Education, and now given that now geography, it was being offered in the Faculty of Environment and Resources Development.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which department?
Department of Geography.
Okay, Department
Yeah,
of Geography. So you enrolled for that program.
sure.
So what was your academic experience? The first period of the program? Because we understand that a master's program is a very tedious. It needs a lot of dedication and hard work. So what was your experience, and how can you compare it now to your undergraduate experience?
So you find that I've also said the reason that brought me back to masters is because I could not get a job. So you
Yes.
find like let me say at that time I was feeling, as I have said, I felt like I have failed, and so to me I was indoors actually. So I was not that outside outgoing and everything. So given that I'm now indoors, it was now purely I now read actually. I was remembering the last time I read that it was like high school. You see, like master's journey is like your high school journey. You'll have to wake up and nobody will wake you up. Like in masters, as long as you're a student, daily reading. And remember, in undergraduate, you can skip a day without reading, but at
Sure.
master's level, no.
Sure. So, Brenda, um, what really motivated you? You said uh, what motivated you to undertake because geography, we understand it is related to environment,
Sure.
or rather environmental conservation and environmental studies. What motivated you to take that path?
I think actually I've said as much as it was the merit based, but again, given that I think I'm an observant person, I see. So to me, everything was like I'll just have to go to the environment part because that is where we stay in. So it was
Okay.
easier.
Who sponsored your master's program? Your
Hmm.
parents?
I'll still say, although I really drained them, and that is why I even felt guilty at
Sure.
that time,
Sure.
still 100% gratitude goes to my parents.
Okay. So which topics did you come to encounter which really motivated you to write your thesis, uh, uh, your research thesis?
I can say at the Faculty of Environment, they is so broad, it was so broad. But again, I would see there's desertification, there's our Mau forest. But now, actually, what caught my attention is because I had gone for some field trips in along the Rift Valley.
Okay.
And now there's this phenomena where we found that the lakes were rising and everything. So to me, I just wanted to see how that the water variability is affecting the economic activities. You find that we depend on our natural resource for our daily living. So I ended
So
up.
what was your topic? Your master's research topic. What was the topic?
It was assessment of the effects of water level variability to the economic activities in Lake Naivasha, Kenya.
And so you have said some of the observations that developed the problem of your study is the concern about the water levels in Rift Valley lakes. Okay. So what was your experience during your research period as an environmental researcher?
To me,
What maybe viewers can learn from it, or other researchers or other scholars, your experience as a researcher in that field?
say, as I interacted with the people along the lake, there
Yes.
is the first-hand information that I got from them that will not even be given to the media. But just now, to generalize, I can say how we use our environment will just come back to affect us. If you want to drain all the waters to irrigate our farms, it will still affect us. You'll not get, you'll have the less fish. because the water level will go down.
Okay.
And again, if the people in the upper catchment are polluting water, they are polluting the environment the way they want, it will still go back to the lake. So the environment is just about us and our discipline.
So in your research, generally, if you can discuss it, maybe a little bit longer or more, what was the purpose of your research, and what were some of your findings that can have an implication to society and even for further research?
Yeah, to me, there I can say it's about mostly our conservation in
Okay.
whatever, in any activity we are doing, either it's farming, even in the transport sector and everything. Please let us mind about the sustainability. There are people, our generation, that those who are coming after us. So please, whatever you are doing, do it thinking somebody else also need that resource that you're using. That's it.
And now that you are firmly in that environmental conservation, or rather environmental, you are an environmental scientist, if I can now say, what are your plans as a Kenyan, and concerning our environmental conservation policies? What are your plans as a young environmental scientist?
I can say again, too bad, like yes, I wrote, we've written policies, we've written papers, but then now being implemented is also a different journey. You see, like it will take a political discourse. That is
Sure.
now the
So
unfortunate thing.
what, Brenda, far away from that, we also understand that you vied and won the postgraduate presidential seat for
Okay.
the year 2023. How was
Mhm.
that experience, and what motivated you to go for that seat?
Yeah, given that I started at a low point in my master's journey,
Yes.
so you find that I've said I've been indoors, but the fortunate thing is that there are people who already knew my potential. They already knew me. They knew that once this girl is a go-getter,
Yes.
once we just endorse her, she will go for it.
Okay.
And we know that nobody who ever gave his best regretted it. So
Okay.
some people in my circle have already believed me, and I went for it.
So what are some of the strategies you used now to reach out to fellow postgraduate students to convince them that you can represent them?
You know, at postgraduate level, the campaign is not like the undergraduate where I don't know what they base on, but at least at postgraduate, we can say people are mature, and you cannot say you'll convince them with money because most of them are earning, most of them are even outside the country. So to me, I can say it was about my language, how I was communicating to them and how I was convincing to them.
Yes.
And given that I was not under any scholarship or anything, it was my parents. So I was feeling the pain of just telling us, you have to pay these your fees at this time, you have to do this at this time. I could feel and I could explain it to them that I'm not getting money from anywhere. So at least if I can convince, let's say, the board of postgraduate, like at least we'll be given a time limit, or at least if we can use other
Sure.
means of payment of
Sure.
our fee, that will be easier.
So these are
So
some of the duties you undertook as a student leader, and maybe you can maybe talk about some of the other encounters during your leadership as a postgraduate student leader at Egerton University.
so you find that being a leader at the university level, like people always title it with you'll have more money, you'll have, but actually, to me, I can say it is the networking that I made. You know, we know that your network is now your network. And actually, right now, it's when I'm feeling the
The importance or the
exactly
impact.
of what I did as a
Okay.
leader.
So generally, as a former leader, as you are saying, networking,
Mhm.
those contacts and
Yeah,
the networking that you took or you made, they were had an impact in your life.
sure.
And what are some of the issues you feel or challenges that face, according to your experience, face postgraduate students at the university level, not just at Egerton University alone?
I can say now there's this stereotyping belief that we are okay given that we already have our first degree, everything is possible. And then one thing I've come to realize that, you know, these masters you're given 2 years. This is now in Kenya, and then PhD you're given 3 years. But
Yes.
what they're not telling you is the hidden, that's unseen thing. Like
Yes.
you might be a well-driven student, you're really ambitious, but remember, behind the scene you have your supervisor.
Yes.
You
and
don't
the
know.
classwork
And
also to
yeah,
undertake.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And who is a human being and everything. And then apart from that,
The
you
finances.
exactly you have your finances, and so there is a lot, and people are seeing you're mature. For example, maybe you're having a job somewhere, you also have to strike a balance. So
Because we
it
have
is
seen,
more
we
than
have
that.
experienced some people enroll for their postgraduate studies at some level they drop out or they delay a lot before they graduate. So these are some of the challenges you think face them, isn't it?
Exactly. And now there's no direct formula where I can tell you, write your thesis on time, finish your coursework on time, go to the field. Might go to the field, but there is war. You are
Okay,
here, but you can see there's a lecturer strike. You don't know where it will end. You don't know when you'll graduate.
sure.
So
Those
it's
are some of the
unpredictable.
challenges.
Yeah,
It's unpredictable.
exactly.
So it requires a lot of dedication and patience. So, Brenda, we also understand that later on, during your postgraduate
Mhm.
program, you applied and successfully won a scholarship to go and study in Norway. How did it happen, and what was it all about, the scholarship?
Let me first say I was in doubt about that scholarship, but
Yes,
still the people who are around me who are believing in me. So they just sent it like, hey, there's this scholarship, like there's Professor Scott who is from Oslo New University. Like
yes,
he brought a partnership here to
at Egerton
Egerton,
University
yeah, at Egerton University. So they wanted students, postgraduate students
to
to do
apply.
exactly to
Okay.
apply it. So given that I'm a postgraduate student, like, hey Brenda, have you applied this? And I'm like, right now I'm concentrating on my field work, so I don't want any distraction.
Or you had just started your research, eh?
Exactly.
Okay,
But anyway, I didn't want also to disappoint me because somebody has already believed in you.
sure.
So please do your best. Don't fail them. Just give it a try. So I gave it a try, and I remember it was on a weekend. I just did the research. We have a lot of materials online and everything. So I did. But as I said, I didn't use AI. We just use AI as a guide, as a tool, as a helper, but not entirely depending on it because it won't be me. It will be some other person somewhere.
So what you are saying is that where someone gave you a tip about a scholarship application, isn't it, that
Mhm.
was going on? So you decided to give it a try, but then you are still busy with you had just started your field work
Yeah.
in your research, isn't it? So you started undergoing all the logistics in applying the
Yeah.
scholarship, isn't it? And you placed your application.
Exactly.
Okay,
And
so after how long did the result came?
I can say getting a scholarship, it's step. You also have to be patient because you apply, the next step, there's verification, then next step, there's the interview, and then there's the board sitting. So you find that some months are going.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just do your best and leave it and continue with your
So,
other
so
things.
okay, let me just let me take you back.
Mhm.
What was the name of the scholarship
Mm,
program, and
mm,
what is it all about? It requires the students in which
mm.
fields to apply, things like that.
Yeah, so it's called the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, which is it's in Europe actually, and mostly it is always an exchange program.
Okay,
Yeah, so actually once university has gotten a partnership with that, now students from it can apply,
okay.
but you go to Europe.
So how many students from Egerton University applied for that scholarship?
Later I was told about 200 applied and only 3 were
Postgraduate
selected.
students
Postgraduate
from
students.
Egerton University,
Yeah,
and you are one of them, and you
exactly.
are among those who successfully
Exactly. And that
enrolled
is,
for the program.
I got
That
it.
was very good. And can you say it was good or fortunate, or how can you describe that? Rather, how did you feel after discovering that you are among the many who applied and you are among the few who won the scholarship?
Exactly. After getting it, we just see, indeed, I did my best. Actually, I remember sparing some of the weekends doing it. But again, the first thing is to inform the person who believed in me.
Sure.
I have gotten it because of you.
Okay.
Gratitude. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
That's
So
it.
how many students from that university won the scholarship?
Actually, we were three. There is Beryl. I think she's right now in the country. We have Morris, who is right now in China, and then
And you?
Brenda. Yeah.
Okay. So in your first was it your first time for you to travel out of the country, out of Kenya?
That was my first time, and I can say whoever is watching me or listening to me, please, the way you have your ID, the way you have your birth certificate, please just have a passport. It's also a necessity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we should be having some of these things just on the ready.
Be ready, because we were always told luck favors the prepared.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you started looking for this thing, applying. So that's why you say the tediousness now after winning the scholarship, the result came. The next step was now for you to start preparing for the logistics for traveling.
Yeah.
All the requirements, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it was tedious. And that's why you are advising Kenyans. We should always have some of these documents on the ready, isn't it?
Exactly.
So what was your experience in Norway when after maybe successfully traveling? Did the scholarship cater for everything? Your travel, your everything.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that as long as you've just been given the basic education, so please, it is now up to you. Use that, the opportunity that you have on your media and everything. Look for scholarship. It is very easy to secure the scholarship because the scholarship caters for everything.
Okay.
And let me tell you, going there with my parents' money or any other, the savings and everything,
You
Europe
never.
is expensive. You will not make it. You will not manage. So please.
So how was your experience at the airport and during the flight and during the arrival period?
So one thing I can say, immediately I got it, my family knew, my whole family now, the 6 siblings and my parents. So
Walifanyia party.
we are 8 now. We just
Okay.
met at the airport, and
Okay.
because to them it's a testimony, it's their first
Okay.
time there. So
Okay.
we were all there. We left JKIA and we used the Qatar Airways. So once I landed in Hamad Airport, that is
Okay.
now in Doha,
Okay.
I saw things are different. I thought JKIA was the best airport.
Okay.
Then I saw Hamad and realized, as a country, Kenya, we need to pull up our socks. So leaving Hamad, I went to Gadamoen, that is now the Oslo airport.
Yes.
And from there, that is now the beauty of scholarship. We had students ready to receive us.
Okay.
And I really appreciate, thank you to the Erasmus scholarship. So those students, actually we are new. We couldn't manage to maneuver the transport system in Norway.
Okay.
To us, it was complicated and full of technology and everything, and we didn't know.
So which university were you enrolled in?
It was Oslo New University College.
And what were the activities that you were supposed to undertake, which were part of the program, the scholarship program?
Part of the program. So the first thing, we are students. So at the bottom line of it, we are students. So we went to the lectures and we managed to take 3 courses: political psychology, cross-cultural, and then we also did research in practice. We wanted to know how our research is different from theirs, and also about the environment sustainability.
So generally, you are saying, you said you enrolled in which university?
Oslo New University College.
Okay.
Norway.
And you undertook various academic activities.
Yeah.
So, but comparing, you are a foreign student,
Yeah.
you are from Kenya. Culturally, how can you compare? Did you encounter any cultural shock?
Let me say, given that they're at the extreme north, actually it's the north,
It's a
yeah,
Scandinavian
yeah,
country.
one of the Scandinavian countries, and they're north. So actually, you reach there and you wonder, are these things, are we on the same planet? Because things are very different. The kinds of food different, how they handle basic things like the transport system, their money, inside where they're living. But we just said to adjust because we are in life, you have to be
It was a
flexible.
good experience,
The perfect, the best.
extraordinary experience.
The best that I wish everyone, please, if you can try to leave our country and even if you will come back, please try and tour the
Okay.
world, please.
Okay. What about communication? Did you encounter any communication barriers? That is language.
I appreciate that they also speak English. Kenya, it's
Okay.
Swahili and English.
Okay.
There, it's Norwegian and English, so it was easier.
Okay. So where generally you can just maybe tell Kenyans or viewers just a little bit more about your experience in Norway. But you have said some of the issues you encountered, like maybe food, different things. Now, in terms of environment, yeah, compared to our environmental conservation or our environmental policies, isn't it? What difference can you notice between us and those countries?
I can say first the Norwegians, deep down, that is discipline. Because a simple thing as in the road, you can see that even though nobody is crossing the road, once the traffic, as like once, even though the road is clear and everything, you cannot cross unless the traffic light has shown you
No,
that
in
you
terms
go.
of environment,
The environment, you say they have the best.
conservation.
Clean. Everything is clean, pure. Like you can feel like the air is fresh.
Okay.
And I can say I think it's one of the countries that are embracing the green technology. On the roads, you could see like the smokes and the carbon dioxide everywhere. You know, it's Tesla, and Tesla is embracing the
Okay, okay, okay.
green
So
technology.
generally, just to wind up
Yeah.
your experience in Norway, what can Kenyans learn from the culture that you encountered, and also you as an academician, the experience you had in Norway, and our academic culture in Kenya? What can we learn from your experience in Norway?
First, I can say as Kenyans, let us just appreciate what we have. But please, if we can strive, I know it will take us years for us to be like the Norway, because I know it has good things. It has also, we are told Rome was not built in one day. So
Yes.
it will take us also years to reach
But
there.
in particular,
But
what aspect that they really attracted you, and you feel that we as a country or as Kenyans, we need to aspire to achieve such standards, maybe in environmental conservation or in academic standards. That's what I want as Kenyans to learn from your experience.
on academics, let us embrace technology.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you find that as like you see like currently here in Egerton, you see there's a summit, like we are still in debate. Are we using AI or not? But
Sure.
them, they already did it
Okay, okay.
way back.
That's
So if
very
we can
good.
embrace technology, we will be
Sure,
fine.
sure.
Technology, it's everywhere. You see everywhere.
So we need to embrace
Let's embrace technology,
technology
please. It's
in
not a
academic
debate.
standards,
Yeah.
to uplift our academic standards.
Yeah.
What about environmental conservation? You said we need to have that discipline of conserving the environment,
Yeah.
because it is important. It is important in our lives. I
Yeah,
think
and I can say let us also not politicize everything. If at all you're living near the river, you are close to the road, please.
have that responsibility. Sure. So currently you are undertaking internship at Egerton University,
Sure.
and you've said your academic journey has been full of ups and downs.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it is both sweet and, they say, sour, sweet and sour, isn't it? So what are you aspiring in your career currently? What are you aspiring to do currently as you are an intern at Egerton University? What are your future plans in your career as an environmental scholar?
I have a lot of plans, but at the right time, I know they'll come to happen. So I think right now, what I'm now shaping myself, like I just have to be now in the academia. I want now to be in the academics.
Sure. So you are planning to maybe to apply or to enroll for a PhD program, isn't it?
I can say I've tried so far, because that I already have a test of outside Kenya. Actually, what I've been doing since the year started up to now, I've been applying for scholarships. But
Okay.
now, since I saw that I'm not getting any, as I said, rejection is redirection, I decided now to lower myself a bit.
No, but you just keep on trying, because new opportunities or new things crop up every day. You should not give up, because you are also still young, and I think uh, the more you try, or the more you knock more doors, the more those doors will open.
So currently I'm at the examination and timetabling
Okay.
department. I'm there, and actually what I've learned right now, and it's something that I needed to learn. I'm learning the clerical work. Right now, take me to the library, I can arrange the books.
Sure.
And that is something that I didn't know before. So you find that these are some skills that I had, let me say, they had gone.
Sure.
I had not known them. But now being in this environment, it's when I'm learning. And these are some of the important skills that you just need to have. In
Sure.
future, I know I'll have my own library in the house. I'll now know how to arrange it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you are saying currently you are planning to pursue your PhD
Yeah.
program, and you are currently interned at
Yeah.
Egerton University, and you can carry out any other given task that you are given,
Yeah.
isn't it? To keep yourself busy and maybe just to continue learning these small skills, isn't it?
I have to be open to learning anything.
Sure.
Yes.
So we wish you all the best, and we hope that and we know from the small conversation that we have had with you, you are you put in a lot of effort and concentration and focus on whatever you decide to do, and we know you are going to make it. So wish you all the best, and we also wish you God's blessings.